Welcome at It's Never Too Far Away. In this video we are in Indonesia. The dominant local airline company is the Lion Air Group and will fly on two of their brands. In the past 2 decades, Indonesia saw a remarkable growth in its airline industry. The population is around 285 million, all of which live on islands, and the dimensions from east to west are 5,100 kilometers or 3,200 miles. Needless to say how important aviation is to link the different parts of the country. With Indonesia being an emerging economy, it is amazing to see today's relatively modern fleet and many upgraded airports. This right here, for example, is Yogyakarta Airport, which was built completely new just a few years ago. It is 1 flight hour west of Bali, and from here we fly to Labuan Bajo, 1 flight hour east of Bali. When you look for such kind of flight ticket, you will end up either on state-owned Garuda or its low-cost subsidiary CityLink, or on one of the airlines of the Lion Air Group. Like elsewhere, also in Indonesia, the growth of domestic air travel is driven by low-cost airlines ordering large numbers of aircraft. And here we go. I chose a connection combining Lion Air to Bali with Batik Air to Labuan Bajo. Lion Air has a Boeing 737 Next Gen fleet, most of which are 900ER versions. The condition of the cabin in general is good. And this is Indonesia, so you do get a friendly welcome on board. The stewardesses wear beautiful traditional kabayas as uniform. This is exit row leg room. And this is the real thing. Leg, yes. Room, definitely no. And I'm not one of the tallest people. The bright colors of the seat and some advertising are clear signs of low cost. And yes, this is Lion Air, but the advertisement on the table is for Super Air Jet, which is actually another brand in the Lion Air Group. I understood the concept behind creating Batik Air to operate beside Lion Air, but why Super Air Jet was created in 2021 to operate low-cost flights beside existing Lion Air is one of those things we're left wondering about. Well, on this Lion Air flight, the cabin announcements were pretty normal, which means the English part was very hard to understand. It is a very good idea that the security instructions were played from tape and therefore clear. Indonesia is home to Garuda, actually a totally amazing airline which deserves highest recognition. I mean that when I say it. On any of the other airlines, the only great part of flying in Indonesia are actually the amazing views. Many people might not even be able to find it on a map, but those who know a bit more are aware of what an amazing part of the world it is. Now let's talk about in-flight service. Well, that is a quick one. Flying time was 1 hour and 5 minutes, and all the crew did was collecting trash before landing. There is simply nothing else to say about this flight. Lion Air squeezes you into a seat, and that is all you get. Here we are, arriving at Denpasar, Bali, to catch the next flight on Batik Air. The domestic timetable at Denpasar is quite clearly dominated by the Lion Air group. By the way, from Indonesia, Lion Air also operates a couple of Airbus A330s on pilgrimage flights to Saudi Arabia. Interestingly, the group has established another carrier in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, offering domestic but also international flights within Asia and to Australia with Boeing 737s. That one is Batik Air Malaysia. In Indonesia, there is one more member of the group, which can also be seen at Denpasar. That one is Wings. It exclusively operates ATR turboprop flights from a number of mini hubs across Indonesia, providing links into more remote or smaller communities. But now let's hop on Batik Air Indonesia. This airline was started to complement Lion Air on the premium side to directly compete with Garuda in that segment. We should therefore expect something far superior to the Lion Air product. Here we go, that's my boarding call.
Batik Air. Passengers on flight number ID6335 leaving for Labuan Bajo. Please board the aircraft through gate number 3. Thank you.
The flight was operated by an Airbus A320 CEO, delivered new to the airline in 2015. In Indonesia, the greetings at the boarding door are often very nice. Not so in this case. The cabin was in good condition, and the seats indeed look like premium and not like low cost. Again, I was seated in an exit row, but also in the regular rows, the leg room was significantly better than in Lion Air. Also interesting, every seat was equipped with an entertainment screen. In order to match the standard of Garuda, there must be an executive class. And indeed, the first 3 rows are in front of a divider, and they feature 4 comfort seats per row instead of 6 seats like in economy class.
Atas nama Batik Air Captain Ariandra dan seluruh pesawat mengucapkan selamat datang dalam penerbangan Batik Air ID 6335 dengan tujuan Labuan Bajo. Penerbangan ke Labuan Bajo akan ditempuh dalam waktu 1 jam. Sesuai dengan peraturan.
When it comes to in-flight service, on Batik Air, a very small and simple bread roll and a small mineral water are handed out. The cabin crew in this case working with limited charm. Beside the minimalistic bread and water, actually only the cabin comfort make the difference to Lion Air. As you might notice here, the screens are actually not working. It is in fact a better Lion Air, but certainly not like Garuda. At Garuda, food is nicer and the screens work. So much for this day's 2 flights. Next, Komodo Island was calling.
Batik Air yang akan datang. Terima kasih. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Komodo, the International Airport of Flores, Labuan Bajo. Please remain seated until the seatbelt sign has been switched off and the aircraft is come to company stop. For your own safety, please be careful when opening the luggage bin.
So much for the day's 2 flights. Next, Komodo Island was calling. I keep destinations in separate videos, so we check out the return flight on Batik Air now. The aircraft was a 7-year-old Airbus A320 CEO that had joined the airline just 3 months before. Looks like the paint doesn't last very long. Anyway, the welcome at the boarding door was again not too great, and the crew was not that active to assist during the boarding process. The condition of the cabin was again good, and the look certainly appealing. Leg room again different, and this time not as good as on the previous flight. The seats on this aircraft were not equipped with video screens. But then this card was telling to connect to in-flight Wi-Fi and enjoy free entertainment on your own device. That's a valid alternative, of course, but too bad only that this aircraft was not equipped with Wi-Fi at all. In case you plan to speak your prayer, the invocation card available will help you.
Penerbangan bersama Batik Air. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome aboard Batik Air Airbus 320. On behalf of Batik Air Captain Norman Aldina and the entire crew members, would like to welcome aboard Batik Air ID 6332 destination to Denpasar, Bali. The flight up to Denpasar, Bali is 50 minutes. According to the civil aviation and safety regulation, we would like to...
Yes, in case you are not sure, that was English. You see that terminal? Another nice new facility in Indonesia.
The important exit lights will illuminate during emergency situation and will guide you towards the exit nearest to you. Baju pelampung Anda
The best about the flight were again the views. Quite the same actually like the first flight on Batik Air. Some measurable leg room and also minimalistic bread and water. But otherwise there's not much difference to Lion Air. Definitely it is not an alternative that is matching Garuda. Enjoy the smooth landing at Bali. By the way, from the cockpit there was no announcement at all. And if I heard it for the first time, I wonder, would I understand the English of the cabin crew?
Batik Air yang akan datang. Terima kasih. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Igusti Ngurah Rai di International Airport of Denpasar, Bali. Please remain seated until the seatbelt sign is switched off and the aircraft has come to a complete stop. For your own safety, please be careful when opening the luggage bins. Please note, before leaving the aircraft, please take all your...
So, Batik Air for sure fell short of being the other premium airline in Indonesia. For the leg room, I would prefer them over Lion Air. Which brings us to our second flight on that airline, back to Jakarta. It also was same like the first flight on them. Aircraft a Boeing 737-900ER, zero comfort, just transport. One thing I should not leave out to mention. Across this huge country, the Lion Air Group provides a high frequency of flights throughout the day. You know what you get, you just cannot expect too much. On the other hand, I always got a good fare. The real hard work they do is to offer such a reliable schedule and a network spanning across every corner of Indonesia. I hope you enjoyed watching another airline review on my channel. As always, I thank you very much for joining. And don't forget, it's never too far away.